Hello friends. Today I wanted to talk about reading, thinking and writing. There is an essay published on Substack. You can check it by the link below. And here I'm giving a quick preview. The idea came to my mind because I thought, okay, just a couple of years ago, I wasn't that much of a bookworm. I had other things to do. And another thing, I didn't read classics just at all. I couldn't. They were too boring. Something like Shakespeare was just too difficult to read, and something like Jane Austen was not relatable at all. Every time, every book, we struggle through 300, 400 pages just to find out who married whom at the end. And I couldn't understand what is the enjoyment of this. It's not something I struggle with in my life. Then why should I be worried about the main character of Jane Austen? Now, then something changed. I still do not relate to the character. I do relate to the writer, though. And it's a different perspective. That's what I distinguish as two different types of reading. There is a passive reading when you let the story to take you for a pleasant ride and look at it from the perspective of the point of view character. You invest emotionally in the events and anticipate what would it all be at the end, hoping for a happy ending, of course. And it's very nice, but then you only pick stories that are relevant to you. It's not going to be Robinson Crusoe or Jane Austen or Dracula or anything of that sort. And I call it passive reading. Not without any negative connotation. It's just the way you go with the flow. And active reading is more engaged, a sort of analysis when you look at it from the perspective of the writer and you look at different ways the plot is developing and ask yourself questions like how many characters are there? Why? Could it be less, or fewer, or more? And when you find something as unexpected turn or something intriguing, you ask yourself, okay, how did they do this? How did they create this emotion in me as a reader? And that's something I enjoy very much right now. But even if we make a step back, I was thinking about why read in the first place. Because there are so many other types of entertainment. You can watch a movie. Most of the books are already made into movies. So why see it through and live through like hundreds of pages? It is quite demanding, the labor of going through, following with your eyes every line. I remember Vladimir Nabokov wrote about it. He recommended reading every book at least 4 or 5 times because first time you are too much invested in just following the lines and forming the story in your head. You don't have a lot of mental capacity to think about the story in a more abstract way of how it all progressed and how it came to what it did. Anyway, I was also curious to find my own personal reason for reading. And when I realized it was so simple. The thing is, reading does not cannot be substituted by watching a movie or something. They are completely different types of entertainment. Reading is valuable on its own because it is a body of text, very well thought through, produced text. And as our whole lives are composed of words and everything we do, in terms of working with information and storing information in our mind, is done with the help of language, right? How we describe the world outside, how we describe our inner world, what we communicate is all done with the help of language. And that's why reading is helpful, because you learn so much from it. You learn how to find right words at the right time, how to think clearly, how to express your ideas or even formulate them before expressing. And it has a value of understanding yourself better, because there is a lot of work that was done by those writers. They reflected on human nature, and they tried to understand how people interact with each other, with the world around them, created archetypes of like template of characters and put them in the stories, brought them to life in a slightly simplified way. But that's what makes it digestible, and that's what makes it possible and easy to learn from books that from your own experience. Reading 100 books is almost the same as living 100 lives. Probably not. But if you think about this idea, it becomes clear. Yes, you get so much out of a good book. So that's what I wanted to share today. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you here again for another video about a book or a writer.